I have two cameras, and I decided to make a video that explains the differences and the advantages and disadvantages of each one. The first camera is my Sony HDR-CX110 camera. I really like this camera. It has a screen that can be turned towards the person so that as you're filming yourself, you can see yourself in the image and line yourself up with whatever's in the background, make sure that your face is centered on the screen. That is a huge advantage to this camera. The second advantage to this camera is the sound quality. The sound quality is just superior to the Kodak camera. This camera also has image stabilization, which helps a lot when you're filming while you're walking. It just makes the overall look of the video a lot less shaky. This camera has a great zoom. It has a 25 times zoom, so if you're quite a distance from what you're shooting, if you can hold the camera really still and zoom in on it, you can get a good shot from a distance. This camera does have three disadvantages. The first disadvantage is that when you plug it into the computer, it requires you to use battery. So it'll drain the battery if you've forgotten that you have it plugged into the computer and you've transferred your files and then you just leave it there. The battery will be drained. A second disadvantage to this camera is that it uses the MTS file type for the files and they cannot be viewed in Windows XP. The final disadvantage to this camera is that it is more bulky. It doesn't really fit in a shirt pocket. It's not a nice camera to have if you're going to a wedding and you want to hide it in your jacket pocket. The second camera that I have is this Kodak Zi8. Looks like a little cell phone. It does have some pretty good advantages. It's easy to carry around. You can just slip it in your pocket and there you go. It uses the .mov file type, which can be viewed in Windows XP. And when you plug the camera into the computer, it actually charges the battery. So if you forget that you've plugged it into the computer, leaving it plugged in is fine. There's some disadvantages to this camera though. It has an onboard microphone, of course, but it's horrible. So I actually purchased an extra microphone, this little one here, and I would say that it probably improves the sound quality overall by about 10 or 20%, somewhere in that range. It does improve it a little bit. I just don't think that this thing processes sound nearly as well as the Sony does. This camera has some other disadvantages. For one thing, it's really hard to line up when you're trying to film yourself. You have to hold the camera out like this and hope that the camera can see you. I found that its focus point is a lot closer than the Sony camera, so you tend to get not only a closer image of yourself, but it cuts off the top of your head and maybe cuts off your chin, so it's just very difficult to record yourself with this camera. Let's take a listen to a test that shows the difference between without the microphone and with the microphone. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. We've got to test this microphone. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. We've got to test this microphone. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. We've got to test this microphone. And the winner of my overall satisfaction is the Sony. Like this camera better. Thanks for watching.